Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to watch a little time lapse of this painting, and also I'm going to talk about this sort of new style that I'm doing where I'm not painting the background at all. And I think it sort of comes from the sculptural style of painting that I've been doing and almost taking it to an even more sculptural level where there's literally no background. One thing I'm doing a little differently for these is instead of painting right on a board, I'm painting on a piece of primed linen that's taped to a board. So by doing this, I'm able to achieve two different goals. I'm able to use the type of texture and force on the linen that I normally do, where I scrape things out and apply a lot of thick paint. And by having it on this board, I'm able to do that without hurting the linen. If it was a stretched canvas and I put a ton of pressure on it, it would actually bend the canvas permanently and just mess it up. So I'm able to paint the way I normally paint. But then the other thing that it allows me to do is this mental hack where I tell myself that I'm just going to have fun. I'm going to tape this canvas to a board and just see what happens. So it sort of frees me up to feel like I can experiment and do anything I want, and if I want to take off the canvas and throw it in the trash, I can do that. If it turns out great, then I'll stretch it, and that's great. But it really frees me up and lets me flow even better. So the actual way I'm painting is pretty similar to how I normally paint. I would say the only difference is because there's no background, I'm really thinking about how I want the edges of the painting to transition into the blank canvas. So I obviously don't want these like super hard edges, so I'm trying to think of different abstract shapes or drips or different things that can help the painting flow into the blank canvas. And on top of that, I really am having the goal of having the painting be very direct and saying more with less, really utilizing each stroke to tell the story and to describe the form. So these are about having a nice, direct, visceral feel, not overworking the painting. Yeah, it's sort of like a minimalist version of what I would normally do. Stylistically and like technically, I would say it's very similar to how I'm normally painting, but because I don't have this wash of crazy background color underneath, I don't have quite as much to work with in terms of like weird textures to just play with. So I really have to think more carefully about like what paint I want to put on the canvas, because I can't put too much on or I'm gonna mess up this feeling of simplicity. Once I block in all of these like large shapes and I'm really getting like the texture in that I want, I'm sort of fine-tuning the details, making sure things look right, but trying to keep all the direct like thick strokes intact. Rather than like noodling and overworking an area, I'm just like subtly making some changes to refine the drawing aspect of it. And when I'm painting in this second hand, you can really see that I'm measuring a lot. That's what I'm doing when I'm holding up the like back of the brush. I'm looking at my monitor and like comparing parts of the hand to another part of the hand or a part of the face, and that's how you measure to like make sure the proportions are all accurate. It's basically a technique you do when you're painting from life, and I've just carried it over to painting from the monitor. It's funny, when I was going to college, we either painted from life or you had a photograph, like an actual physical photograph that you would just hold or tape to the side of your canvas to paint. And you would really have to work hard to get to see the colors in that photograph that you wanted, because now present day monitors, you can see so much information and so much color compared to an old photograph. So it's a lot better working from a monitor. And I remember when, like maybe 10 years ago, when I switched from holding a photograph to using my monitor, it seemed very strange, but now it's like, it's so obvious. But I guess that's only possible because monitors have gotten so much better. I still think painting from life is the most enjoyable thing to do. It's just not the most practical thing to do. Even more so now with the way the world is, but even before, it's just not practical to have to pay for a model to sit in your studio all day long. So yeah, I'm really excited about these new paintings. I think it's a fresh, just different take on what I've been doing, and I'm not going to stop my normal style paintings, but I like having the option to do one like this or do just sort of my standard style of painting. Helps mix things up, and you know, certain images actually work better one way or another. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'd love to hear your feedback, and if you have any questions about, you know, technical questions, I'm happy to answer them. Yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video. I'll see you later. Thanks a lot. Bye.